All right, welcome back. Or if this is your first time, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are other mediums to enjoy this content. Anyway, so I'm kind of happy about this one. Not excited, but I'm happy. There's new information. It looks like Iraq has moved to a new phase. But I have questions, and one article I need help with. So the person in chat, not chat, excuse me, in the comments for yesterday's. So this is episode 34. For episode 33, I put to you, I would like your input on this, but not yet. When I get to that article, I'm going to say this is the article. Okay, so where can you find my FX Buddies? All over. Just do an internet search for my FX Buddies. There's a blog, and that's the best place to go. The blog is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com, but I know that's a lot to type. So, wherever you are soaking in this information, look for a more intro, info, open, description, something of that nature button. Click on that, and another box opens that has the link directly to the blog. All right, and some other links. RSS.com is back. That link is there if you want to get the transcript. But the blog has the video and all of the articles in full, and it's free. You don't have to put in your email. You don't have to sign up for nothing. You just go click the link and you're at the blog. All right. Let's see. Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify.com. Right? They have video and audio, and Rumble, and of course the Tube. All right. So it is Tuesday, March 4th. And today is Tuesdays are very busy, full days for me, from sun up to sundown. The other days, I'm busy too, but anyway, whatever. All right. So the title of this, Al-Alaq, 20 Iraqi banks practice direct transfer operations. What the heck does that mean? I don't know, but it answers a question. Some of us were wondering why on the CBI website they were no longer showing we used to call it the auction, CBI.IQ, but then they started calling it something else, which I can't remember, but it seems that is gone to the wayside also. Now it is called, come on thing here, foreign currency sale results. But see, they have not posted since the 27th. So I don't think they're going to be posting there anymore, because now they're doing this direct transfer operations in 8 foreign currencies. And in Iraq, the dollar is considered a foreign currency. All right. So the governor of the central bank, Al-Alaq, confirmed today, Tuesday, there are 20 Iraqi banks practicing direct transfer operations in 8 foreign currencies. Al-Alaq said, according to the official agency, that the recent quarterly meetings with the U.S. Federal Reserve and the Treasury Department, which were held in Dubai, so that was like 2 months ago, right? Were very positive as the steps by the central bank to improve the foreign transfer system and convert operations to international practices in a safe, transparent, and highly organized manner were praised. Alaq pointed out that this transformation is the first of its kind. So there, all you people, nothing's changed. There's nothing new. Everything's the same. No, they are in a new phase of what? I'm not exactly sure. But see how they went in steps? They announced that through the payment systems, they're connected internationally, right? Then they were bragging about their digital currency that was that's going to be accepted internationally. And now we have this first of its kind in Iraq, which witnessed transitional stages from the window. So that was the currency window. The platform was that new foreign currency thing I just showed you, right? And then to correspondent banks. So that's where they are. Today, there are 20 Iraqi banks practicing direct transfer operations with international correspondents in 8 foreign currencies within the new system. See that? New system. They're in a new phase, and we still don't have a rate. What's up with that? But it's forward movement, and it just tells me they're getting ready, right? Al-Alaq explained that the other banks that are still outside this framework are now working to qualify them according to specific standards, in cooperation with an international consulting company to apply the necessary standards that qualify them to join foreign transfer operations. So that's how they get the dollars out now, if they're even dealing with dollars, right? It seems they're all of a sudden, boom, it's cut off. Remember 2, maybe 3 weeks ago now, there was that announcement they've been totally cut off from the dollar. He stressed there are no new sanctions or changes, but on the contrary, there is praise and appreciation from international bodies, especially with regard to the mechanism of selling cash dollars. Al-Alaq stressed the need to focus on these successes to show a positive image of the transformations in the Iraqi banking sector, which will be positively reflected in the dealings of international financial institutions with Iraqi banks. So this is just the beginning. So here's another article, same title. Matter of fact, I think that's the title that I put as the head title. All right. Is there anything different? I think there may be one other. The window to the platform, specific standards to join foreign. Yeah, no, pretty much exactly the same thing. So this was an article they definitely wanted the citizens to see, and they also chopped it up. And what else were they talking about? Going digital, which will reduce paper money. So that wasn't necessarily a new thing, but yeah. So that is, I get that. I totally understand that. Nothing racking my brain there. All right. An unknown future and terrifying figures. The Iraqi economy between the jaws of quotas and mismanagement. So this is written by, I think, an economic expert, Saleh Rashid. He wrote this, and he's basically pointing out what we already know. Political quotas, which they're not supposed to have anymore, right? But that's another thing that's going to take them a long time to get rid of. So, why would you want to read this article? Just so you can see the troubles they're having. And isn't it funny? Now all of a sudden they're admitting they're having troubles. A couple of weeks ago, it was like, no, there's no liquidity crisis. All right, no, everything's fine. But now they're coming out and they're telling us some here affecting mechanisms and plans of the economy and money, right? Unemployment rate. So, it's like another overall, like a macroeconomic view of the problems and how they got there. This lack of harmony has weakened the country's financial position and led to a liquidity crisis. There is mismanagement in both the central bank and the Ministry of Finance. So, is this the one? Did we talk about? We told told Iraq, there's 5 entities you need to take your hands off of and let us run them. Remember, one was the CPI. That may have been yesterday. If not, it's here today. But so maybe that's why they want us to take it over. I don't know. But whatever. So they talk about the price of oil and recommendations for reforms and risks and repercussions. So it's a good article. You know, like I said, also citizen education for sure, because it's talking about how one thing affects another thing and then it affects the economy. So good. All right, I copied that on accident. Those two need to be deleted. All right, here. Okay, this is the one, if you're listening, person, I think Howard. I should have wrote down the name. So this is the one I need help with. I'm going to tell you what I think this is saying, but I would like to know if you know or what your opinion is. The central bank announces an increase in the ratio of cash credit to total deposits for banks operating in Iraq. So I never heard of this before either, but it could be that I just didn't pay attention. But the central bank of Iraq announced today, Tuesday, increase. Oh, forgive me. An increase in the ratio of total cash credit to total deposits for banks operating in Iraq. A statement by them said the credit to deposit ratio is one of the most important indicators used to measure liquidity in banks, as this ratio compares the volume of credit granted by banks compared to their total deposits. As this ratio recorded an increase in the fourth quarter of 2024, reaching, blah, 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 what it is compared to what it was, right? Okay. He added the increase in this ratio indicates that banks are effectively exploiting their customers' deposits to achieve profits by granting credit. Part of the increase may be due to the increase in bank credit provided to the government and the central bank. I think they're messing around with Federal Reserve banking. Federal Reserve, is that what it is? Fractional reserve. So it sounds to me like they have definite deposits in the bank, and then the central bank is saying, hey, we're going to add to you a cash credit, and you can invest with that and you can do things with that. That's what that sounds like to me. I don't like that, because they're going down a slippery road, the same road we went down, and that's why our banking system's all jacked up, right? I mean, it would be a while, since they're just starting. It would be a while before they started to get in trouble. And then here's a chart, and the chart, oh, it does have English down here. So I'm not good with charts, so I don't know if that helps, but I certainly think that's what they're saying. And then if I was a customer, I would not like seeing this word exploiting the deposits, right? I would not like that one bit. All right, so they did more training. Central bank organizes a workshop on renewable energy initiative. Here's a guy saying stopping. He's an economic expert. This is going to be a short one. This is good news. I wanted to get this news out. So, and I try to stay under 30 minutes, right? Right. So this Mohammed Al-Hassani suggested on Tuesday that the Central Bank of Iraq's suspension of holding a hard currency auction is behind the return of the dollar's price hike in local markets. But now he's saying hard dollars. So that was the very first type of auction they had, when it was the window. In the window, they actually got currency. They got dollars. Then they went electronic, right? And now they're with this new thing. So what he's saying, but the rest of it is speculation. And the dinar dollar is back up again. it had gotten down to 1467. Well, up actually. The dinar, so it was 1467 dinars per dollar, but it went back up to 1490 and 1500s, like 1505. So even though it's not a big jump, it's reversed, right? And so some of the people, the politicians, the economists, they're looking at, hey, there's no more auction. The dollar rate's going to creep up again. So I don't think they can stay in this mode very long, right? They're going to have high inflation. Prices are going to go up. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. So we'll see. All right. So this was, the meeting between herbal and oil producers were canceled. It was canceled. And when I first saw this, I said, oh, they just posted this 48 minutes ago. Let's see if anything changes in the next 2 hours. And then someone left a message saying, oh, I heard that message. I heard that meeting was canceled. And I was like, no, but they were right. They were right. They said it was canceled. And then here's an expected meeting to resolve the issue of forming the regional government, but it did not happen, right? All right, here's my one commercial. Buy me a coffee. Many of you have, and I so appreciate it. So this is a link, and that's a QR code. They go to the same place. All right. Here's another article about Kazemi, the former prime minister. I should have time ticked that. Oh well. Anyway, Kazemi's return, a new project or a truce with the Americans? So see, they're trying to figure out, why is he back? Because I think he went to London. Wherever he went and he was living his best life, as they say, wherever he was, right? And now he's back. He's back in Baghdad. I'm gonna write a song. I have to write a song called "Back in Baghdad." Hey, with AI, anything's possible now, right? All right. Anyway, so, oh, there's my goofiness that some people don't like. Hey, it's me. Sorry. All right. The return of former Prime Minister Kazemi to Baghdad was a political surprise, especially since his opponents within the coordination framework expressed great enthusiasm for his return to the forefront. Now, when are your opponents ever happy to see you? So something's fishy right there, right? They don't like him. The framework probably tried to frame him for that theft of the century. Remember that big thing they made a big deal about? And they got all that money back, and they were showing Sadani on TV with stacks and stacks of dinar around him. Which, why did they do that, right? That was for a purpose. Anyway, so this is good. This is a nice article. Again, is he back just to smooth things over with the new administration in Sudani, or is the new administration is like, Kazemi, he's our man. Just wait till the election and we'll put you back in. I don't know. We'll see. I hope not. So a private plane landed. He still had a home. He still has a home in the green zone. So maybe he had plans to come back anyway, right? So he's been interviewed. Now I think he's done 2 interviews. And here they talk about he had a relationship with the T-Man. So you might want to read this just so you know where I'm coming from. I'm kidding. You could care less where I'm coming from, right? But this is something that is happening. Clearly he's back. And there was one, I couldn't get it. I could not post it but Iraq expressed they want Pizza Land. So if let me see. How can, for the new people who don't know, uh, there's a land recently that was desecrated by Kabluis, and the people that live there are, the land starts with a P and ends with Stein. So I don't say that word. Instead, what I say is Pizza Land. Okay? So there was a meeting, Arabic summit something. Iraq wants Pizza Land to have their own state, and they want Jerusalem to be the capital. Tell me that is not a conflict with what we want, right? I mean, and don't get, I'm not saying it's wrong or right or whatever. I'm up in the air, 15,000 feet, and I'm looking down. That's all I'm doing. I'm just reporting what they want. So I tried. I was like, should I post that? I don't even want to post it. But if I could find it again, I'll I'll film it, right? I'll put it in the video, but I'm not going to post it. But so if I'm the T-man, I'm going to Sadani saying, hey, what's up? What's up with this? You know, that's not what we want, right? So that could be a problem. That's all I'm saying. It could be. I know it could also be the stick and the carrot thing that we still continue to hold over them, right? So I'm not too worried about it, but like I was saying, there's other things going on besides us wanting to take a trip to the bank, right? And there are major things that going forward could be set for another 70 to 100 years, right? So it's very serious. Um, it's very serious to them. We don't understand it um, because we don't have the connection. Okay, there's not too many things we here in America would die for, right? I'm just being honest. At least it seems that way anyway, right? We'll argue and we'll virtually voice our opinion, right? But oh, you mean I had to die for that cause? Oh no, thank you, right? But over in that part of the world, they do it. Some people have children just to raise them to do it. Okay? So that's, some people ask, well, why don't they just do this? Why is it taking so long? Well, that's because these are very serious situations, and it causes change in many nations, right? Power changes, and so that's why it's not so easy as we want it to be. All right, so here's Mr. Zerfi again. I talked about him yesterday. Here again, he's in the news. American advice arrived after major problems over Somo, which is the country's oil company. It's the national oil company. And the Iraqi file is on the T-Man's agenda. So he may have worked with the T-Man also, because he was under, I think Kazemi was his prime minister, and he was under him. So yeah, so his technical position is Secretary General of the Loyalty Party. That's what he is in the government right now. So this here, the dollar, I mean, you could read the other parts, but this is the part that I wanted to focus on. Zerfi said the dollar will stop if some parties violate the conditions, indicating that after April, the T-Man's policy towards Iraq will become clear. So what happens in April? A delegation from Iraq is going over to Washington or New York, and I think they'll have some serious conversations. So there that is in black and white. So they're in Ramadan right now. It's not going to happen during Ramadan. That's my personal belief. Ramadan ends, and it doesn't say what time in April, what day in April they're going, but we already knew that was scheduled. All right, and then the T-Man lifted his hand from Iraq and issued an order to carry out strikes anywhere without referring to him. Yeah, I didn't want to read that. So some of this is not good. Some of it is. So if you want to read that, you can. It brings up stuff, background stuff, right? The new Middle East is based on the region's reliance on two poles, P-O-L-E-S. I'm going to say getting the oil flowing again probably is one, and getting the money right is probably the other, but I don't know that for sure. All right, embassies inside Iraq write reports that are not encouraging. But are they doing that to hurt Sabani, to make sure he doesn't get another term? Or are they being truthful, right? That's how you have to look at that. Many countries do not deal with Iraq in the same way and consider its citizens a threat to their security. Wow, that's not good, huh? Okay, so here was an article, Oil and Energy Parliamentary Committee. We hope to resume Kurdistan oil exports in the coming days. Here's another article. Member of Parliament, Washington directly supervises the financial system in Iraq. So if that is true, which we know it is, how can they be a sovereign nation? So Representative, and there's his name right there, confirmed today, Monday, that the United States directly supervises the financial system in Iraq and is aware of the entire movement of money. We know where all your money is. Your dollars, your dinars, probably the other money too, right? The United States directly supervises the financial system in Iraq and is fully aware of the movement of funds and exiting the country, which gives it broad economic influence that affects the financial decisions of the Iraqi government. So how do they get out from under that? Do we want them? Will we ever let them? Right? Government advisor, is it Mohammed Saleh? Yes, it is. Mohammed Saleh. He said electronic payment enhances dinar stability and shrinks the parallel market. So this is what, the third day in a row where they're talking about shrinking the parallel market? So I think that's, well, we definitely know it's a goal. It's a goal for them to do that. And hopefully that, we just don't know the time frame of when they hope to reach this goal, right? Then they mention inflation is not more than 3%. And remember, Shabibi said they needed stability and security, and they needed to have a handle on inflation. So they keep talking about how stable and secure they are. They keep bragging about their reserves, gold and foreign currency. And now here he is bragging about the rate of inflation. So once they do all of that, they'll be directing cash liquidity towards official channels, which has enhanced public confidence in the dinar and led to a reduction in informal transactions in the dollar. And that's what we want. Okay, and last but not least, this website is claiming they have the exclusive announcement. I meant to delete that. But anyway, Erbil in Baghdad and international oil companies in a new meeting on Thursday. The previous one was fruitless. So we'll see. So they're set back up for a meeting on Thursday. And hopefully this one will be fruitful, right? Um, and you can read that. It just talks about like the Iraqi government is the one that controls the meeting schedules, stressing that we are ready to send representatives when the meetings take place. So yeah, so 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? So now we're a half a step forward. Let's see what happens on Thursday. All right. So I hope this was helpful. I always intended to be helpful. There's people who are in despair, frustrated, they want to give up. But see, every day there's something new. Well, not every day, but today was a good day. I was happy to do this because there's new information. They're in a new phase with this money thing, right? Um, they're still bragging about their position. Yeah. So we got to get through Ramadan. I tell you all the time, I don't think they'll ever do it during Ramadan. And then the meeting in April. So see, we're setting up for June. But it would be nice if it was sooner. But so that's why I always tell you, accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. And definitely, wherever you are watching or listening, click the join, follow, subscribe, like, share button because I don't update regularly. And matter of fact, this might even be a record. Is this what, 4 days in a row? Um, but so if you activate those buttons wherever you're listening or watching, then when I do update, if all things work like they're supposed to, you'll get updated and then you can, watch or stay in touch and know what's going on from an article perspective, right? Because we know there's people with bank contacts and boots on the ground. I just go by the articles, right? Okay, so thank you. Did I say accumulate while we wait for the? Yes, I did. I said that. All right. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are partaking of this. And until next time, thank you.